Can't we a bit naughty?
This video is sponsored by
GUTEN MORGEN. Looks like it might have been a rough one last night. All of the Rogue Motorsport tents are down, but I've just come back to the car, it's still here, so that's good. It's not been stolen. It's a bit risky, isn't it, leaving your car? It's not risky because, you know, everyone's sound, isn't it? Club racing, there's no nasty mens. How waterproof are you? I guess we'll find out today, because it's definitely going to be wet to get started. Oh, it's not so bad now. It's spitting everybody in, etc., but it's not too bad. But obviously it's been raining all night and all morning pretty much. So we're going to have the spicy meatball for the qualifying. We are. First job for me is to get scrutineering. Mark 2's over there, look ready to go. We'll go and have a look in a second. I need to ask them if I can scrutineer both cars at the same time, because the scrutineering for this is 8:45 and race 1 for that is 9 or something like that. So sorry, qualifying for the MR2 is 9, so I'll obviously need my safety gear for, you know, I can't duplicate my safety gear, so surely they'll let me get this scrutineered this morning, and we'll take the sticker pack with us just in case. Yeah, but let's go do that. First job, get her scrutineered. One of these things is not like the other. Well, I'm not a perfect scrutineering, so the stickers were too small, but also apparently I don't have the right amount of nozzles on the engine bay, and I've looked it up and I'm pretty sure it's all sound, but they reckoned not. I've got 4 on the engine bay, 3 in the interior, more than enough. The books say 2 and 2, but I've got to try and make effort to add more nozzles. Guess what? I can't add more nozzles, so we're going to have to go back, or when Josh gets here, Josh is coming down, he's going to have to take it back for me, because I need to get ready to qualify in MR2s now. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's the first round of the season, so maybe they're being extra vigilant, but still, again, Chris raced with this for 3 years like that, you know, what the fuck, man? Come on. Anyway, it's time to get ready for MR2 qualifying, so I'll see you there. Right, we're going. We need to be on it straight away pretty much. Okay, there's some water here, like. backwards into the gravel there.
So this qualifying session was super wet, as you can see. Donington in the wet, not as scary as what it used to be because the dry line hasn't quite rubbered in yet on the new surface, so you can just kind of go full send on the dry line in the wet. Well, as much full send as what the Toyos can give you, but I had a lot of confidence in this session. This was the first time driving the Mark II in the wet, so it was a bit interesting. The major differences being that it's got an open LSD and obviously a lot more weight and no ABS, so it was a lot to take in, but I kind of felt pretty comfortable in the car quite quickly and didn't lock up the brakes half as much as what I expected I would as well. Had the occasional little lock up, but I thought I'd be locking up in every braking zone, but no, I still had a lot of confidence on the brakes too.
Hitting that red limiter.
This is obviously a very difficult drive, but the lap times were coming down. Like I say, had lots of confidence in the car and didn't really have a big moment with the occasional little, you know, skip over the curb, which causes a bit of, yeah, a little bit of oversteer, but nothing dangerous. So on this next lap I was up by 8/10 into McLean's, but ended up messing the entry into the corner and Sean was right behind me. Sean slipped past on that lap, which kind of wrote it off, but he paid me back on the next lap, which ended up being my fastest lap and the last lap of qualifying. So I'm just going to let this one play through because it was pretty good. Not the perfect start to the lap, but yeah, decent.
That was a spicy qualifying.
So that rounds off qualifying, and here are the results. We qualified second. I think that's my best ever qualifying performance. Now you might notice something else about this chart. It says that we did 10 laps and everyone else did 9. I've only just realised this when I'm editing it, but yeah, looks like we might have gone past the checkered flag twice. So Sean letting me past was actually Sean just seeing the checkered flag and finishing. Whoops.
Yeah, my last time was a lot faster, getting faster and faster. But super scared of locking it. A little bit of locking the brakes, not a lot. Not as much as what I feared I'd have anyway. Only really had one oversteer moment out onto the main straight. I'm pretty happy with the time, although it seemed like I was gaining and gaining, so maybe the track was just getting better and better for everyone. Guess we'll see where we are on the board. That's only 8 seconds slower than the dry time, so seems reasonable.
Nice one, second.
Second?
Yeah.
Fucking nice. It's very rainy and very wet, so I'll be quick here. But we are P2 overall, first in class, buzzing. All busy today. Thanks to the lads for taking the car back to scrutineering for me. I've got to get to the MR2 briefing. Oh, Polly straight on the dyno.
On the subject of the clerk of the course, no?
Right, I've just returned from the briefing and the lads are on with the car. Look, we've got Chris's old pit crew coming in today to support Chris, the manager, sorting the job out. So I'm going to run the 225s on the rear as well, because yes, it felt a bit understeery and not so great with them on the back, but look at the floor and tell me we don't want a stable car, yeah? Look at the floor and tell me we don't want a stable car. So thanks to the pit crew for stepping up. It's not actually raining at the minute. It's not actually raining at the minute. So we'll see how we get on. Just noticed he's got his Michelins. Ooh, we've got the AO52s, which is what he's got as well. And he's meant to be a Yokohama motorsports man, but he trusts the Michelins. We're going to trust the AO50. Well, we've got no other choice. We're on the AO52s. That's how it's going. Right, big man? Right, it's time for Civic qualifying in the wet. Let's do it.
Now the start of qualifying in the Civic did have a bit of drama. So I was sat in the car chilling and talking to Josh in the assembly area, and I was reading a note that Chris had left in the car to remind him to do stuff, and it says pin, camera, trans.
Yeah. Pin, camera, trans.
Madam?
Pin, camera, trans.
Oh yeah, nice.
I don't know what trans is. Just remind yourself. What's trans for?
Trans.
Transponder. Transponder. There we go.
We haven't done it.
Shit.
So yeah, in all the fun of MR2 qualifying, we'd forgotten to attach the transponder to the Civic. So Josh and Simmons legged it back to the pits, and we just about got it done in time.
Luckily the start seems to have been delayed, so I may be looking a gift horse in the mouth here. Maybe I should go out after everyone else because we're right at the back of the pack. But after this qualifying, we've got to go straight into race 1 with MR2, so that should be fun. Yes, boys. Just in the nick of time. You timed that well. Hopefully my brakes come back to life, but we'll see.
The first few laps of this qualifying session is good content, so I'm just going to let it play. Me and this other Civic battling through traffic in the rain. We were right at the back of the pack, so we could either back off or push, and I decided to just push. the 7th lap there was an incident where someone went backwards into the gravel down Craners, which meant that there were then yellow flags for the rest of the session. So I didn't improve on the 24.9 that I did on the previous lap, but that was enough for a decent result.
I don't think we're going to improve. Double wave yellows. Car feels good though.
Now straight after hot hatch qualifying we had the first MR2 race, and I literally had to jump out of the Civic, jump in the MR2 and go, and I only just made the race. It was really close, and this is where I really do rely on the support of other people, because if I didn't have someone there to get the MR2 ready and take the Civic away, then yeah, you can't do this stuff alone. So thanks everyone for helping me out here.
So I've just jumped out the Civic and I've jumped straight in the MR2.
Now the grid wasn't waiting for me. I managed to sync up Adam Lockwood's GoPro to my footage, and as you can see, they're setting off to the grid. I'm still in the paddock. So I didn't realise quite how late I was, but yeah, we only just made this race. I thought it'd be funny to punk Adam out a little bit as well. I don't know why I did this, but I just thought it was funny.
Just making sure I was in the box. Right, that was a bit of a rush. Remember, no green flag like on the MR2, so we just get up and go. Although I'm already a bit warm from my race, obviously. I've never launched the Mark 1 with Mark 2 before. We've got no LSD to help us get off the lights or anything, so we're just going to have to hope we don't get too much spinning, but we do have the power if we can put it down. So, see what happens. Need to avoid spinning. tried to put a rear camera in, but don't worry about it, yellow flag down here.
So on that second lap we led for perhaps 95% of it, but because Sean was ahead across the timing line, there's no evidence. Now Graham snuck past then as well with my little slide on exit of the last corner, and I couldn't give up that second place so easily, so I took a brave pill and sent it down Craner's. Thanks to Graham for giving me his GoPro footage here. You can just about make out what's going on. this was it for the majority of the race. I was sat in P2 with a gaggle of roadsters behind me, wanting to overtake but not able to pass. Opportunity was never too far away from them though, because I kept making the odd mistake, the odd little brake lock up or oversteer into corners. The track was still pretty wet in some areas, and whenever I made the slightest mishap, they were ready to pounce.
Ah, Graham's got me! No! Where's Adam? No! 3 wide, it's Mr. King! Come on, Mark 2! Bastard! Bastard, bastard, fuck, bastard, shit!
To the last lap now, still in P3, battling hard, and I have a stroke of bad luck, misfortune, or miscalculation.
No! 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 No, motherfucker! Motherfucker, no way! No, no! No!
Now I'm still not sure what happened here, but the bottom line is, it's on the second to last corner, on the last lap, P1 in class, 3rd overall, and yeah, I must have just locked up. I felt like I braked at the same point. I've looked at previous laps, I don't think I braked any harder. It might have been that I had my eyes on my mirrors a little bit too much because they were battling behind me still, and yeah, unfortunately that's the way she goes. That's the way she went this time.
Fuck off third gear. Ah, you motherfucker. Oh no. Yeah, checking flag now, because I've done it a lot before. Ah. Fuck's sake. No fucking way. I think I have the eyes on my mirrors too much. Last fucking 2 corners to go. I'm gonna finish 3rd overall, first in class. Fuck off. Oh, it's so annoying. I must have been on the curb or something when I braked, or this striped line, because I braked and then tried to, I think I must have been on the curb or the white line. Fuck's sake. Ah. Fucking hell. Motherfucker. Fucking hell. Jesus. Well, the battle for 3rd got too hot. I've had a look at the data on the Garmin, it's quite good for just reviewing, but yeah, I don't think I did anything particularly wrong. Maybe I don't know if the tyre pressures were getting right up there, so we've had to drop them. But yeah, I was struggling with the car in the second half, and yeah, ultimately just locked up and went off. So we were on for a class win then, we were on for 3rd overall. It was the second to last corner where I messed up, so hey, fuck it, shit happens. That was a bit of a rush though, going from hot hatch quali, which we did pole position, straight into a race where we only just made the race as well. We only just made it to the grid. Yeah, pretty buzzing. Now I'm going to go over to the Civic now. I'm just going to look at the brakes on it, because looks like we'll probably have a dry race in the Civic. And yeah, I'm going to just double check the brakes are okay, but the MR2 is fine. I mean, that front left was getting mullered, right? We heard it, we all heard it, so I don't know if there's anything we can do really. But also, because we were battling for the entirety of that race, I did not do a fast lap time, therefore we are going to start probably 10th or something. So we finished 10th and we're probably going to start 10th again. So I will get a rear view camera in it though for the next time, right? I didn't have a rear view camera. Hopefully I've got the footage though from Graham and Adam, because you know we were all having a good battle there, weren't we? But onto the Civics now.
Best motoring as a kid, didn't I?
Right, all the boys are on with the brakes now. And John's had an idea. Well, turns out John can speak Japanese and I can't, because apparently Dixel say in the book to not put these in if you're going to use it on track. These are some, what, anti-squeal are they or something?
Yeah, anti-squeal pads.
So that looks like it's been fucking getting hammered, eh? A little bit.
So yeah, apparently they melt, so...
They're not that thick though, are they? Like mil maybe?
Yeah. We'll see, we might have to give the brakes a bleed too. We'll have a
are you going to take the pads out?
It's definitely melted that, like.
Yeah, that looks pretty hot, doesn't it? Yeah, did you pull one of them out just to see how fucked they look? They look alright.
Not bad, like.
Not fucked at least.
Too shiny.
Yeah, they don't look glazed.
Sweet. My car's getting a wash. The service you get with a smile. Right, I've just done the hot hatch briefing. The lads have sorted the car out. Thank you very much. Holy shit, did it just rain? It just fucking rained, I tell you that. Oh, it rained a lot. Did it rain a lot? It rained a lot. Just start to get cover in here. I've been in the Rogue motorhome taking in my MR2 Arrive and Drive hospitality. Had a banana and an orange, thank you very much. All about the fruit these days, a bit fruitier. I'm going to put a rear view cam in the Civic now. Not far off the race. Pit crew are just getting some shelter. I'm going to put the 225s back on the rear, and if it dries up in the race, which you know, there's a blue sky over there. Shit, what should we do? I'll check the weather. But it definitely feels good on the 225 rear in the rain. Okay, that is interesting. Looks like it. So there's a rain coming across that we've just had, pretty heavy, and it looks like it might have gone. Well, it looks like we might not get any more rain. Ooh, maybe towards the end. Oh, tricky. Do we just send it, or do we go for the dry setup? Oh, tricky.
Few moments later.
So we're just doing the tyre pressures now. We've decided it's going to be a dry race. As a team, a collective decision was made. It's obviously still wet now, but we're going dry setup. I think that'll be best. Dry setup. We've been called?
Yeah.
So we're going into the first hot hatch race now. Dry setup. Brakes have been tuned. Yeah. See how she goes. Right, slightly different than hot hatch. We get a green flag lap, so we get a lap to warm up, but I think I'll still try just a practice launch. Not bad.
So this is the first race of the Hot Hatch Championship in the Civic. The track is mostly dry, but not dry. There's a stream running down Craners. We'll see more about that as we get going. But this is the green flag lap, a chance to warm up our car, our tyres. Something that we don't do in MR2s. We just go balls to the wall from cold. So this, this is a bit of a new experience to me, and I don't know if I like it, to be honest. It seems I was going to say waste of time, but I'm sure it's not. But maybe I'm just too used to the MR2 as just going straight from cold. But this is obviously a lot better for the mechanical sympathy as well, and gives us a chance to get a feel, get an eye on the circuit, see where the wet patches are and stuff like that.
I feel like a second gear launch might be better, but front wheel drive launching, it's a skill I've lost. I think I've lost the knack of that. I need to get back on the traffic light Grand Prix, but we're surrounded by EP3s. 1, 2, 3. We've got a little Metro next to us.
class as led for the first 2 laps. Under a lot of pressure now from Polly in the EP3 behind us. And then the second EP3 of Wright's just behind him as well, just waiting to pounce. Now I'm starting to struggle with the car a little bit. Yeah, just not quite holding it together, but doing my best. Managed to keep the lead for the first 3 laps, but onto the 4th, both EP3s managed to push past. They both made contact on their way. You can probably hear the front tyres are starting to complain quite a lot. I'm struggling with understeer. You can talk about it in the comments. I saw you did a lot of you in the testing video as well. Yes, there are some things not ideal, and yes, I have taken action to rectify that ahead of the next round, but it's just not ideal. But the strange thing is, this is as Chris raced it last year, and he was successful, so it just goes to show that one setup doesn't always match another's driving style, right? I'm not the best at looking after front tyres, and maybe this car's exposing that, but yeah, I've done some things anyway for the next round. But yeah, we wanted to race just as Chris did, and that's what we're doing now, but I'm just struggling a little bit with the front tyres and can't quite match the pace, the race pace of these EP3s.
not a million miles away, but if we're on K24, why are they going so much faster?
This safety car actually ended up helping me out quite a lot. We do get racing again, and we actually get 3 more laps. And it's really close racing. So the EP3s were starting to slip away a little bit on the first half of the race, but the second half, after the safety car, is a lot closer racing.
I think he'd have turned his lights off by now if he was going to box, so I guess that's us done. Oh. Unless it's just going to be a checkered flag. Lost it out of here, surely. couldn't have done much more on that, I don't think. Need to work out why we're understeering, it's not good. Probably just overheating the tyres. But I don't think they're ideal, these tyres. Maybe try and soften the car off a little bit. Yeah, P3 in his first race for Hull Hatch, third in class. Podium, but it's fucking close, eh? I just couldn't match them out the corners every time. I mean, I'm K24, so I should be able to. Same engine, fucking less weight, I don't know. Alright, the EG just been on the dyno. So we weighed 1093 and we come out. So the power can't be more than I think 218 basically. So apparently we've passed anyway. I don't know if they'll tell us what number it is, but we've got an MR2 race now. So we need to go and get ready for that. Right, we're going into the second MR2 race now. So I don't know where we're starting, but let's say 10th-ish. We're going to have to do some work if we want to get a trophy out of today. We finished 4th in class, 10th in race 1. Nearly had the class victory, nearly finished 3rd, whatever. Nearly shoulda, woulda, coulda, whatever. Let's go into race 2, drive fast and see what we can do. Right, we're just going out for MR2 race 2. We are starting 10th. As expected, but it's not a terrible place to be. Obviously we'll try and slot between these two and get behind Neil. So as far as Class B goes, we are last of the 4. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm the 4th. So, and then we've got just loads of Mark IIIs in front. So obviously our goal is going to be to do a good launch and nick in behind Neil, I think, if that's possible. That would have to obviously be a super good launch, but we'll see. Ben is very good, very experienced. We always have good battles with Ben. This is my dry set of tyres that I used in practice in the first session yesterday, right? So we've got rid of the tyres that were on before, and they're at the pressures that they were at yesterday. So let's do it. I don't think I had the revs high enough.
One big thing we need to learn, especially when racing this Mark II, is to have patience. Here is a clear example of me not having enough patience. Attacking Graham when I could have just sat behind him, and then losing a place to this Mark II. Now, I put up a good fight, but it wasn't good enough. And this was a lot of fun, but obviously was also a bit silly. But yeah, we need to learn some patience. Look, what's the lack of patience done? Oh, there's another Mark II there. So we just went from first to third in our group, and a Mark III slipped past as well.
Get a bit too carried away, a bit too cocky maybe.
I want you to pay attention to this move down into the old hairpin on the Mark III. Now you tell me whether or not you think I did that on purpose or not.
Oh, we're a bit naughty.
I can tell you with confidence that no, I did not. I was more taking avoiding action, and I got quite lucky, and especially with Ben going off as well, gained 2 places in 1 corner.
Oh, we're a bit naughty. I locked up then, fucking hell.
Now another interesting thing that happens on this lap is there's a bit of commotion at the chicane, and I'm trying to cling on to this group of 4 in front of us, and I very nearly get a really good run out the corner, but have to bail out or collect Neil, and I decided to bail out and not collect Neil, so this is what happened.
Oh, spicy! Oh, spicy! Oh, I lost momentum then, but still going. I'll be a little bit more patient on the foot, I think.
White Mark III, you won't recognise the car, but the driver was driving a black Mark II last year when we were in the Mark III. Now that's Alistair Topley. He's gone to a Mark III this year, and I've obviously gone to a Mark II. and it's fair to say we're both finding it a bit rough to get going. Now, they didn't stop us having a battle. This is a Mark II vs Mark III kind of showdown, but it did cost me a wing mirror.
Come on, Mark II.
Now, I thought I had Ali here, but my old friend Patience, I got on the throttle just a little bit too early coming out of Coppice, nearly ran wide into the gravel, and that allows Ali to come back up the inside.
Just about made it, Ali. Fucking hell. Don't need that mirror anyway.
We're into 5th place now from 10th, so I was feeling pretty good, but the Class B Paul Cook was way ahead in the distance. So nothing else really happens in this race. We do have a bit of contact though at turn 1 whilst lapping someone. I figured they were letting me through, the blue flags were out, and as you can see, that's not what happened. Yeah, not an ideal end to the race, but we ended up finishing 5th, so I was pretty happy with that considering where we started and what happened in race 1.
Oh God. Yeah, that was very action-packed at the start.
Your hair looks right good. Ah, cheers, mate. I'm sure yours does too.
Right, race 2, hot hatch, the last race of the day. MR2 I was not feeling so happy at the end of that. The car maybe wasn't full. I don't know if the car was feeling healthy or not, but kind of didn't feel like it quite at the pace. But yeah, we'll talk more about it all at the end. We're going to concentrate on MR2. So I've put the Dunlops on the front, just to see how it feels, right? We're using this as kind of a test session, right? We've also taken 10 kilos out of the car because that's the difference between me and Chris. And yeah, it's the same, you know, map and everything like that. So just took 10 kilos of ballast out. Now we've got the Dunlops on the front. These are heavier wheels anyway. I've not got my posh wheels on anymore. These are the heavier wheels. So we'll see how it goes. A bit of a tester on this one, and yeah, let's get to it. Oh, it's raining, but we're not going to worry about it.
Right, last race of the day. It's hot hatch round 2. I'll get that hair out of the way. Starting P3. We've got the Dunlops on the front. Sorry Scott, but I need to try it and see how it feels. Unfortunately it does look like rain, but it's not forecast, so maybe that's not going to hit here. But there's definitely some decent rain going on in the distance. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is some kind of heavy rain going on back there. So 15-minute race again. I could really do with getting a better start. I got chopped on the start last time. We got some fast cars round us, so yeah, guess we'll see how we do. The last race, because the shift's a little bit short, I didn't think it was in. I might, don't know if I can maybe make that longer, but it's alright. It's just the start. I just need to be confident that it is in gear, you know. Sick on this warm-up, I don't like it at all. I wish we'd just like drive fast. Right, we're about to go. Oof. We've got some fast cars around us. See what we can.
this second race of Hot Hatch does get pretty spicy. So remember we saw that big black cloud and we wanted to test the Dunlops, right? We shouldn't have done that. We should have kept it as it was, and I think Darkside Karma squad must have been up in the clouds or something like that. We had such a good run in the morning on the Yokos, but once it started raining, those Dunlops are garbage in the wet compared to a Yokohama AO52. I mean, dry performance is probably about the same, but the Yokohamas are just so much better in the wet. Nervous when the rain started coming down because I didn't know how these Dunlops were going to take it. I'd heard from people that they're not good in the wet, certainly not as good as what a Yokohama was, and we know the pace is strong from the Yokohamas from the qualifying session, but this is going to be way different because the wheels that are doing our power delivery, the bulk of our braking and our steering are now on a completely different tyre compound. So this is how it went down. Now see if you can guess what tyres the EP3 in front of us had on and which tyres the EP3 behind us had on. Let me give you a clue. The front car's on AO52 and the one behind was on the Dunlops. Remember, we're on Dunlop front, Advan rear. So yeah, you'll see I have a good traction on the rear but not so much on the front, and the car behind does some pretty sick drifts on his Dunlops. just going on to the penultimate lap now, and you can see Polly in the distance and right in the distance behind. We've got a good gap either side of a couple of seconds. And I think Polly starts cruising here because I start closing up on him. At the start of this lap, we were 4 seconds behind. And then we got that down to 2 and a bit. And then just over 1 by the checkered flag.
Yeah, thank you. Alright, that's another race weekend done, so pretty successful-ish. It could have been better, could have been worse. You know the story by now. Second in Class B in the MR2s in the second race. And then we got a third in the hot hatch first race and a second in race 2. As you'll know, it's been a bit of a late finish to the day. But the car's loaded back up. Yeah, definitely made the wrong call on tyres. Should have just stuck with what I knew. But the brief moment that it was dry, the car felt good on these tyres, which tells me that basically I need wider front wheels. I guess we knew that already, but I think I need wider fronts. Or I need to figure out why I'm overworking the fronts so much, because that is my problem. MR2 went really well. It did feel kind of a little bit down on power towards the end of race 2. I'd like them to throw it on the dyno if they can. Rogue Motorsport have their own dyno. I don't think that car's been on it, so I'd like them to just throw it on and see if they could. And it wouldn't be the end of a race weekend without the 5 Series needing a little bring back to life. The battery's strong, it's brand new 110 ampere, but I think when you've got the boot open for too long, it just doesn't like it. Oh, there's something. Oh, get on it then. It's got the amps, that's why. Look at Josh has bought himself a decent car. Look, hey, finally.
Only took 8 years.
He's giving up with the Honda Jazz life. Finally, I got a hat too. Hey, ooh, this is what you get on the podium. I've only got one hat, but one hat's enough. Thank you. Right, thanks for watching. Been a fun little weekend. Yeah, nice little start to the season. A second and a third in this, a second in the MR2. Obviously made a bit of a whoopsie in race 1 in the MR2s, but live to fight another day. So what brings us next? Well, this is racing again in about 7 weeks. I think there's a bit of a, maybe not 7 weeks, but there's a, maybe it's 7 weeks. Yeah, there's a gap. This is 6 weeks maybe, right? There's a fair few weeks, but the MR2 is racing again in 3 weeks. There's a lot of things I want to do to this, and we'll have to do a track day in between then to test some stuff, I think. But we need to get this car on the nose. It's not on the nose. It's not handling like I'd like. Chris was all right in it, but you know, different strokes for different faults in it. It's not doing what I'd like it to do. So we're going to do some work on it. But for now, it's BK time, and then we need to get home. Oh, it's so late. It's welcome to 2023 racing season, though. Yeah. Thanks to the lads for coming down and helping us, and Josh, of course, loves the racing. We're racing again next weekend, actually. Thinking about it, just not in these cars. I'm racing at Croft next weekend. Josh will be there in his new car.
New car? Revised?
Well, you've revised car. It's the same car, isn't it? But you'll be there and all that. Yeah, and I'm going to be racing with Darkside, and we're going to be in the same race, potentially competing against each other. Well, they want me to do the diesel one, so yeah.
Don't get fucked.
Yeah. Maybe we'll try and push for the Class A one. Yeah, well, I might beat you in the diesel one anyway, so imagine that. Yeah. Right, let's get to it. Thanks for watching. Thank the Patreons. Welcome to 2023 race season. As I say, we're racing next weekend, Croft. See you there. We'll have a video in between, probably looking at this. Maybe not. No, probably not actually. We're testing on Friday. Today's Monday. It's Bank Holiday Monday. Yeah, next video is probably going to be Croft. See you there.